Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a brow tutorial for you. I put on my first video and I'm actually really happy with the outcome. A lot of you guys, thank you so much for letting me know that you watched it and you learned some new things. It really made me feel good because I was so nervous about the outcome. I ended up getting over 400 views on it, which I didn't even think I was going to get 200. So I'm really happy about that. So thank you so much. A lot of people asked me to do my brows as a tutorial, so that's what I did today. As you can tell, they are on, no, I'm just kidding. They're not really on fleek. I don't know, unless you think they are. Who knows? Anyways, so I did try to do a different light setup. I put both of my softbox lights up today, and I also have my vanity light, which it looks like one of the light bulbs actually blew. Great. But anyways, so I'm not sure how the lighting's going to be. It's probably going to be a little different, but I figured since it's just my brows and you don't really need to see the details on my face besides just my eyebrows, I could kind of play around today with the lighting. So I'm hoping it's better than last time. Hoping I'm not too washed out. My room, as you can tell, is blue, so the lighting kind of gets a little bright in here. Also, let me know, dropping things. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next. I will do an updated brow tutorial in a few months because I'm constantly learning new ways to do my brows. Also, actually, I don't remember what I was going to say. But if you guys want to know how I do my brows, stay tuned. Okay, so to start, when you want to do your brows, you want to get all of your stuff together. So usually for my brows, I use my Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. And then I also use my Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade in medium brown. I went to get the dark brown. They were sold out. I didn't feel like waiting because I did buy a dark brown, and I opened it when I got home and it was used, so I went back and I got a medium brown because why not? Might as well just use it, right? I also have clear brow gel. This is the Great Lash. Maybelline Great Lash is actually clear mascara, but I use it for clear brow gel because the Anastasia one's $20. I also have concealer, and what I do with the concealer is I clean up my brows at the very end. So I will show you that. The brush that I was using for my brows is the e.l.f. Small Angled Brush. It's $3. I don't even think you'll be able to see it, but it's $3 and it works so well. And it's $3. But I did just recently pick up the Anastasia brush in number 12. Has a spoolie on the end here, and then it has really thin bristles on the brush, which so far I'm sort of liking it. I'm still used to a little bit thicker brushes, thicker bristles, whatever, the thicker brush on the e.l.f. But if you want it to be thinner and you don't want to spend the, excuse you, and you don't want to spend the $18 on this brush, spend the $3, and then when you put product on it, you can pinch it together. Alright, so we're going to start. I'm going to zoom you in so we can get real up close and personal with my brows. My brow is, and I just brush the hairs. Okay, to kind of get the shape that you want, so let's see. Alright, so I'm brushing them down, and if you can see that they're really bushy, again, I'm trying to grow them out. If you didn't watch my first video, I said in the first video my wax lady waxed off all the towels. Well, both towels. I don't have more than 2 eyebrows. So I'm trying to grow them back. So they're a little bushy. Alright, so next thing I do is with your personal arch. So what I was taught is you go right kind of here on your nose, on the side, and then you go straight up and you put a little dot, and that's how far out your brow is supposed to come naturally. Now obviously that is pretty far from where my normal brow is, and that's because of years of plucking and waxing and all that fun stuff. So then you want to go down here on the tip and go right across your iris and make a little dot, which this isn't, why isn't that? Okay, that's more than a little dot, but we'll work with that. That's where your arch is supposed to be. So right here, not up there. Don't pay attention to that. And then you want to go at the very bottom of your nose. I don't know if you can see. Okay, very bottom. And you go all the way over here. And that's where your tail is supposed to be. Now you'll blend out all those crazy dots. So after I map out, now I've done this so many times I don't actually have to map it out anymore, but after I map it out, I take my Dipbrow and I will do a little tiny bit on the product. You don't want a ton of product on your brush because then it just gets messy and you don't want messy brows. Trust me, many a messy brow in my life. Alright, so then I kind of just follow where my hair is. Let's see if I can. And I come up and I just follow my hairline. And it's okay if it's a little messy. Like I said, we are going to go in and we're going to clean that up. And then what I do with I dip it in the Dipbrow and then I do the excess in the cap. As you can see, my cap is a mess. It's kind of disgusting. And I just kind of like wipe it off because you don't want a ton. And then I always just put more product on from the cap instead of just keep dipping into the actual Dipbrow itself. So then up top here, I just map it out and you go to where that dot that you placed was to make your arch, and then you come down like this and you just connect it here. Now this is my good brow. Wait till we get to this one. It has a scar in it, which I'll tell you that story. So then I take this spoolie on the end of my my brow wiz, and you just want to blend that line because it's pretty damn harsh. So you just blend it out. I just go like with the hair and then I come down, and then up top I kind of brush downwards, making sure I'm still recording, just to make sure that that's not a really harsh line. Okay. And then I take the, brow wiz side of the brow, and I kind of fill in the rest of the spots, especially down here, up in that corner. Just to make sure everything looks even. So then this is where I do really small, like, strokes upward. And then you just want to blend that in. So I'm blending. And to be honest, like, if you map it out using your nose, like you're on the top of your nose and this is where it's supposed to start, and then you go over here and this is where your thing is. If your brows aren't normally there now because of all the years of waxing and all that fun stuff, don't do it that intense, because you're going to be like, oh my god, my brows look really crazy and they're really intense. So, like, I don't even like to go all the way over here right now. I'll do it right now to show you how I would do it, but I don't do that on a normal basis because it still looks a little weird to me. I'm trying to, like, grow in. I don't know if you can see, but, like, I have my hairs and I'm trying to grow them in there, but... So if you were to do that, then you would come down here and use the brow wiz to make like little hairs. The brush too for the pomade is so thin that you can do little like tiny hairs, but to me, I don't know, just doesn't look right to me. So I don't normally do that step because I don't like it. Because it just kind of, like, it just doesn't look right to me. I just don't like it. I don't know. It's a little too intense for me. And I like some intense brows. I just keep going in and filling in all the spots and just keep blending. Blending is key, like I've said before. So then it's a little messy. So you can see it's kind of just a little messy on the edges. So this is when I would go in and I would take concealer. This is just like a cheap concealer that I bought from Kohls, to be completely honest with you. I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit. Okay. And I take a concealer brush. This is the Morphe S4 concealer brush. And I just do a little bit into the concealer, rub a little bit off on my hand, And then I will go in and clean up the edges. This really like makes it look a little more natural when they're, and I'm getting rid of that because, see what I mean? It's like an eraser. And you can just clean up around the edges, and then I just take my finger and I kind of blend it in. So like if you think you made a mess, you can just go right in and clean it up with concealer. Because hello, who doesn't want to do that? Make a mess, make a mistake, fix it right on up with concealer. And then if I feel like I kind of lost the shape a little bit, I'll go back in and try to get it down. Okay, so now you can see I have one side done, and this side is not done. This side takes me forever because I have a scar and I hate it. If you can see here, little scar. You probably can't even see. There you go. Ooh. Scar right here. Because my brother's best friend, when I was like 5 years old, was riding in a wave on a boogie board, and I was standing at the edge of the water. Boogie board, friend, Casey's face, hit me. And I ran up to my mom with my brother and his friend, and I was like, Mom, my eye hurts, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, it's not that bad. You're probably just overreacting. And I took my hand away, and I was covered in blood. And it really wasn't too bad, but there's a scar. And when the lady plucked my eyebrows too short, it literally looked like my eyebrow was cut in half, and I hated it. So, again, it's a little bushy because I'm trying to grow my hairs back. Okay, so taking a little bit more product, and then kind of swishing around on the cap. Now, a good alternative for the Anastasia stuff is e.l.f. has like the duo. I think it's a gel and a powder. They're really good too. They're really good too. I was using those way before I was using my Anastasia stuff because I wanted to start off cheap, you know, to learn, because you don't want to learn with really expensive stuff because it's kind of wasteful. If you have it, by all means use it. You can even use like an eyeshadow. You can use like a dark, like this is the Tartelette in Bloom palette, so you could use, depending on your eye, like brow color. You could use this color here. You could use that color. Don't mind my fingers. They're gross. Anyway, you can use whatever you have, start using, and just practice every night. That's how I did it. This eye, it's a lazy lid, okay? So sometimes it's just going to close. I don't know why. It just will, okay? Just deal with it. I'm just kidding. Not trying to be mean. Okay. Here we go. Oh. Here. Tip of your nose goes here. Across here, up here. There's your arch. Bottom. There's your tail. Alright. And then we start filling in. This eyebrow is so much more difficult, and it's such a mess every time. I always have to go in and clean it up extremely well, as you can see. And don't be afraid to be messy. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, do you see this? Do you see this mess? It will be cleaned up with concealer, because concealer is life. And can I just say, it's really hard to do your brows like this, because I'm really close. I'm really used to sitting really close to the mirror on my vanity. And this is kind of difficult, not gonna lie. But we're working with it. Come from where your arch is, and you just come down. Fill all that in. It looks absolutely terrible right now. Like I said, we're going to go in and we are going to fix it, because I ain't walking around with brows looking like this. Blend. And I did have the brow definer, but the lady at Ulta told me to buy Auburn because my hair is auburn. Look, my hair is not naturally like this. I don't naturally have auburn hair and blonde streaks. I just don't. But she's like, no, the auburn's great. You should totally do the auburn. Oops, sorry, it was a little out of focus there. I was a little out of the frame, actually. So in the dark brown, like I said, I go in, I just kind of fill in all the bald spots. This brow, I have a ton of bald spots. Okay, and then blending. Blending is your friend. Blending is totally your friend. More of your friend than anything else. I mean, not your actual friends, but when it comes to makeup, it's toads and goats, your friends. Okay. So again, taking some concealer. As you can tell, this was really cheap concealer, but I'm using it a lot. Came in like a contour kit thing. Right. Go in and clean up the edges. I sing a lot while I'm doing my makeup. I apologize if it offends anybody. Can't help it. Can't help the singing. Alright. It's really hard to talk and do your brows at the same time. This part's difficult. And then I go back in with my Brow Wiz. I always turn my head to the side. Just so I can see for, like, sure what the hell I'm doing. And make sure it doesn't look crazy, because your brows can look crazy real fast. You know what I mean, jelly beans? I'm going to make that more of a point. There we go. The brow is... nope. Brow is not done. Always look at yourself from far away when you're doing these things. And just for reference, or for a tip, they are sisters, not twins. They're not supposed to look identical. Even though you want them to look as, you know, similar as possible, they're not meant to be exactly identical. Because they're just not. You want them to look like sisters, not twins, but you don't want them to be cousins. Because you want them to be like, you know, somewhat even. Okay, and before I put my clear eyebrow gel on, I always take a damp sponge, and you can kind of like pat it over your eyebrow to kind of just take away a little bit of excess product. That's why they don't look too intense, especially if they're too dark for you. So as you can tell, that's how I do my brows. This one is always going to look like I didn't fill it in there because of my scar. Whoop. But unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. It's just the scar that I'm left with from that traumatic accident. I'm just kidding, it really wasn't that traumatic. It was just a boogie board to the face. Here we go. There are the brows done. I have to stop looking over there because it's pissing me off. I'm really sure it's pissing you guys off. But I hope you guys like this tutorial. I hope it taught you some few things. And can't wait for my next video. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. I'm so excited to start filming. See ya.